What's up, guys? Sub-Zero here, back for another VOD review. The streets of Piltover are bright and crowded in preparation for Progress Day. No encounter this game. Um, Look, the set is coming out really, really soon. Today is Saturday. We got Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and then Wednesday, boom, the set is out. So we only got a few more days to really get prepped for the set, understand all the units, how they link together, itemization, all that kind of stuff. Obviously, once the set comes out, we are going to have a lot more in-depth understanding of comps and units and these types of things because we're going to have much better stats. Even though augment stats are going away, comp stats are still going to exist, unit item stats and that kind of stuff are still going to exist. So you'll still have some kind of, an indication of what's good from that. But what I'm really trying to tell you guys is that, if you're chilling, if you're very, very casual right now and you want to be popping off right as the set comes out, it starts now. It's been starting now with PvE, and these last few days are, I think, going to be really, really important. So that's why we're VOD reviewing the GOAT, Dishsoap, here to get a good sense for what he is doing at this phase of PvE and get a sense for what he thinks strong and how he's playing around everything. All right, let's look at these augments. A few new ones, a lot that I haven't seen. All right, 2-trick. Gain a random 2-star 2 cost and 2 random 2-star 1 cost champs. Ooh, I love this. This is Stars Are Born, but like kind of different. I'm pretty sure I'm taking this like every time. This is, I mean, this is Stars Are Born without getting to choose what the units are, which is a lot worse. But in some ways it's better because it guarantees gives you a 2-star from the start. This is fun though. Training arc. Pit fighters permanently gain 1.5 AD if they lost the last combat. If they won, gain 45 health. Whoa, interesting. So it's like a pit fighter. You certainly want to play with this with some kind of pit fighter like Draven, Vi, reroll type setup. You potentially lost streak. Well, I don't know if you really want to win or lose early. I mean, either way, you're getting permanent stats. And then trade sector, it's perfectly mediocre. I'm maybe leaning towards 2-trick here, but maybe I think I like this augment a bit too much. Yeah, I think Dishsoap doesn't like it at all. Rerolls in a mentorship, which is a very solid augment. Support cash, another solid one. I imagine we reroll this and then just go for like mentorship here. Mentorship or support cash, I would assume. I mean, I hate LTP, but if Dishsoap takes this, I'll start picking it more. You know what? I'll be converted. Okay, yeah, support seems reasonable. Virtue, Aegis, Knight's Vow, Gem. With these items, I mean, I don't necessarily hate something like a Gargoyle Gem setup here and just play for like a little bit longer of fights. Yeah, or something like, yeah, I think I would lean away. Yeah, okay, we're gonna go for it. I would lean away from Knight's Vow. I would say is the only one that like really would upset me to take, but we'll see here. There's the Gem and there is the Gargoyle. All I'm saying is I'm in Dishsoap's head, and that's a great place to be in TFT. We have a Lux Juice sitting on bench, right? Sorry about that. Let me take a. Yeah, I have to imagine he wants this Luxju on the board, certainly over this Valdemir, but or maybe just with the. Yeah, I don't know why this Lux isn't on the board right now, actually, unless he like actually thinks that this is strongest board. Okay, Lux is going to come onto the board at this point. Gargoyle is going to move over to the front line Swain. Yeah, this looks a lot better. Now we're just playing our Sorks plus 2-star units. We are fighting level 5 randomly here, which is pretty scary, though. Honestly, this is okay. Actually, the more that I look at this, the more I love this. I think this is a very maybe not underrated because there's people have not had a ton of time with this set already, so I don't know if anything's rated properly or not. But the combination of Gargoyle, a really, really strong solo tank in something like this this vein here, and Lux, I think is like beautiful. You do exactly this here. You build a Gargoyle, you put the Lux onto the backline, and the Lux shield gets so much value onto this Swain here. This is something that I've been doing a lot, and I feel like it does a lot of work. Though we're looking at taking the Lux off the board. I mean, she's gonna come back in later, but wow, yeah. Just gonna play this board that fits together very nice trait-wise here, and yeah, just get the Conqueror in onto this board. I mean, solid. And with the Ascension, we're still gonna pick up this win. I have to imagine the Lux is gonna come back in next room, though. I guess we do have like Black Rose as a potential addition. This is a cool opener so far. We'll see. Glove open here. The kind of awkward thing is Glove, I think, really wants you to lean more towards AD, but we don't really have AD units. We have all these sorts that we want to play around. Maybe you could just take like a TG here and then play more towards AP. I don't dislike it here. And this makes life a lot easier. If we do end up making like a TG here, you just throw that onto. I would throw it onto like the Lux too, and we'll see here. Also curious about, I mean, we do have 4 Sork here. If you want to play it, you would have to cut out of some of the good stuff, but yeah, you can just keep this. Yeah, I think this is perfect here. Moves that there, and then it looks like there's not going to be a TG made for Dishsoap, so this is curious because I'm actually kind of. I mean, I guess you don't have to slam it versus this player at all. This is just good, solid TFT play from Dishsoap. He knows why slam here in this situation. I don't have to. There's no reason to remove that optionality from my game plan. But it is kind of interesting that we have this AP opener here. It's very. I mean, it's a very AP opener here with the Lux to the Force Orc, but we have these double gloves, which in my opinion, makes me want to just slam TG and then play towards AP. I did see somebody there with the Sorks augment. This guy, what augment is that even? It looks. Oh, I guess it is the Vlad. I thought it was the Vladimir augment, but they don't have a Vlad on their board. But I guess they're just trying to lost streak here. Yeah, it's the Vladimir augment, and then they have two Vlads on bench. Okay, I was like, what? Yeah, Crimson Pact. Pretty cool one actually, though. I think statistically it was not very good, but I mean, who cares about stats, right? We're getting rid of augment stats. We can't look at the augment stats anymore, though I'm sure some people will peer into all of the augment stats right before PvE goes down and we go to live just to get a sense for like a baseline for a lot of them. But, you know, there will be changes, of course, big changes from PvE to live. But okay, we didn't end up having to slam these items. And now we actually do end up a spot here where we can maybe make some alternative slams here, like a JG guard breaker could work if we want to play into some kind of AP setup. There's also Spark here, Spark guard breaker maybe could work as well, just to guarantee that we have that MR shred. There is still, oh, he's going to reforge glove here actually. And go Morello. Interesting. Okay. So he wants the heal cut. He wants to guarantee the heal cut. Morello, Gargoyle are his slams here. So really not committed still necessarily to an AP line. I mean, after that reforge, our items still like kind of look better for its. I mean, they look kind of good for playing some kind of like AD frontliner setup, like a BT plus a glove item, or QSS plus a sword item. Interesting. Rig Shop is a fun augment. But I'm sure there are good lines to play with it. You just play some kind of 3-cost reroll. Your next shop and every 4 shops will contain all 3-cost champs. You kind of guarantee that you can reroll 3 costs. I don't know exactly how you're meant to play this. Like if you're meant to, like we're level 5, do you just stay at level 5 and just eat that, you know, every 4 shops you get a raid shop, or do you still push level? You probably still push 7, and this just allows you to hit even faster, but I don't know. Kind of interesting. I don't love any of these, though. I don't really want to take a rig shop here. I mean, I don't know. Maybe he could angle some kind of like GP Swain reroll like we've talked about before. We have no GPs, only one Swain. Power Up, I think, is a pretty cool augment. I mean, I'm down to try it out here in this spot. It's so fun, though. I wonder. I still don't completely know how to evaluate it in terms of augment strength, but I mean, Dishsoap just rips it immediately, so all good. We get the form swapper in with the GP, and we'll see. We will see what power up ends up being, but this is going to continue to be our board right now. Sadly, we lost our win streak, but I mean, still this Swain doing a lot of work. I just, like I said, I love the combination of Lux and then a really, really big Gargoyle solo tank. I feel like does so much work. We're fighting some strong boards here. Lusa, this guy lost the last fight into this fight, which is, I mean, a little bit surprising. I guess at the end of the day, we only have like one big upgrade. Somebody in the chat, you can't see it, but somebody said Dish, it might still be bugged. I think so. What I heard from the devs when we were in the saw someone on Reddit get prismatic. Yeah. So like theoretically, taking this augment is supposed to make it so the last augment is either gold or silver. Like you're not supposed to be able to be offered this if the last augment is prismatic, because then you're playing down a silver augment. And that's what the devs have said, though. Based on what people in the chat this game are saying and what I've seen in my own games, because I think I've definitely heard people talk about it, is that there is still a possibility for you to get a prismatic augment last, which would be really, really bad. Having the Zoe here, like, okay, so he's still thinking about maybe playing AP, which is interesting. There's also like a Corki on Carousel who, I mean, yeah, I mean, Corki for free. You have. I'm curious actually to see the itemization that Dishsoap goes for. I have not played around Corki carry almost at all. I've heard a lot of people really, really high, like way higher actually on Gangplank carry than Corki, which is kind of funny because, you know, like Gangplank's a 3 cost, but a lot of people say like Gangplank is really like a secret 4 cost, though surely he will be nerfed before before we get to live. But there's the IE, the double IE actually for GP with the scrap item, which looks very, very nice here. Wait. What? Wait, there's a Jace on this board that we just fought. This person's level 7 and they hit a Jace. What the hell? Okay. All right. I mean, good for them, I guess. But I saw a unit fly through a portal. I was like, huh? Well, there's a Jace around here. But okay, so I mean, the idea is then certainly to play around this Corki setup here. We're actually going to get, out of Sorks almost completely so that we can start playing just more of a kind of like a straightforward board, especially because we know that We are we're not win streaking at this point. We almost 5 lost this stage. Kind of would have preferred to lose that middle fight and just take the 5 loss for econ, especially because we're still very, very healthy. These are losses that we're taking that aren't, terrible losses. We lost a lot this stage, but still at the end of the day, we're only down 24 HP. We're second place HP wise, so not bad. Heimerdinger here, but I think I imagine the commit at this point with these items is to actually just play into a Corki setup, which is pretty cool for Dishsoap to play. I think a lot of people would probably get baited by the fact that we had such a good Sorks opener, but he is playing good. Flex TFT. Flex TFT is back, baby. Though, oh, you know what else is back is maybe us playing around AP this game because we just got tier Rod. So we'll see here. Going to make the Shojin here with the idea being it's going to go into Corki. The Rod going on to the idea maybe being that we're going to play around Echo. You do have like an adaptive helm that you could make here. He's going to scrap a few items here in this spot here, scrapping a lot of stuff just because he can. I mean, certainly when you're playing around Corki, you want to play around at least 4 scrap, I would think. I love scrap, man. And yeah, he really wants to play towards just the 6 scrap straight up here. He's trying to find those lower cost scrap units to guarantee that he can play out, which is pretty. I mean, I love scrap as a trade. Scrap is just such a fun trade. All right, prismatic augment last. Hall of Mirrors, once again, they're getting rid of stats. But if you check the stats, this is statistically like one of the worst augments in the game. I'm sure they'll just buff it eventually. It's a really cool augment. Like I really like the idea of Hall of Mirrors, but yeah, it just hasn't done very, very well in the stats. And Trifecta doesn't really make sense for playing around 4 cost. Belt Overflow seems perfectly serviceable, especially when we already have. I mean, Belt Overflow seems great actually. I wonder if you just rip that because this can be Warmogs. This can be Warmogs, Even Shroud, because we haven't made LW yet, right? So it could be. I guess we have these gloves open, but it could be Warmogs, Even Shroud, Redemption, and just call it a day. He's gonna reroll it though. Ooh, Scrap Crown. Wait, what did that say actually? Does it give 2 random components? That's so funny. It's so true to Scrap that it just gives components. You don't want it to give you like full items. It just gives you some components, and now we can easily play for 6 Scrap. We're gonna level up here, roll a bit. I wonder how deep we actually opt to roll here. And yeah, I do wonder if Dishsoap ends up actually making that there because it works on our board. And yeah, he's gonna scrap all of these items. Look at the amount of items that we were scrap. Oh, scrap is back, baby. It's too fun. And ooh, so he's just putting into his plan the idea that we certainly want an Alawi onto our board. He definitely wants an Alawi on his board. He definitely wants a Jace on his board. I wonder what that actually is. Also, he did get. Wait, did he get griefed? We'll have to see if the other people were fighting, but he got a prismatic here. Did everyone else get a priz as well? Did he get griefed, or was everyone a gold augment and then he ended up getting prismatic for that? I guess we'll see. But right now, yeah, we're scrapping everything. You aren't forced to make a lot of these items that we're scared of. He's gonna actually end up making a spark here. Okay, everybody did get gold, so he didn't get griefed here, which is nice. But spark, very, very solid item, and we're gonna kind of duo carry this Echo here, this game. Echo, kind of an interesting unit, because you sort of. I mean, I think with his traits, it's kind of clear that he is. I don't know. I feel like so many variants of Echo have been tanks in the past that I always start to like think of Echo as a tank, but he's actually just like a straight up melee carry. He just does damage. So yeah, you want to build damage onto him. That's at all times. But stuff like Spark, stuff like Crown Guard, can be damage items, can be frontline items, kind of. They give a little bit of tankiness stats. I can't imagine this is a go 9. Yeah, I imagine we need to roll a bit here. Though you do have to be a bit careful on this round specifically. If you roll too deep here, okay, there's a lot of good stuff. You just need to make sure that you have gold because we're about to go into the Anomaly round. If Dishsoap doesn't sell some of his units on bench here, he's going to go into the Anomaly round with only 5 gold and be very, very feels bad. I guess not just 5 gold because he's getting 1 from the win, 2 from streak, and so he's gonna be okay. Yeah, but I do love this selling a few units here just to guarantee. Yeah, like 10 gold is certainly enough. So I'm gonna crab with. I mean, we don't have a super tank. I don't know what the use caseage of this is. I mean, I guess it's just if you have 1 super tank, it gives you a 2nd super tank. I don't completely get it, but I don't know. Maybe Dishsoap will take it right now and prove me wrong. Yeah, I don't think so. Armed Amari equal to 40% of AP is kind of an interesting one. You just make a super tanky Echo. I don't think this is what we're going to take, but once again, it'd be cool. This is an interesting one as well, where it deletes one of your units and just makes an item with their stats. This is another one that I don't completely understand the use cases of, but I'm sure some people will make something happen. Dude, somebody in one of my in-houses, no flame, but they took this and they were like, what happened? It destroyed my unit. I thought it was just supposed to pop their items off, but I guess maybe transform into an item is a little too. TFT players are not beating the can't read allegations ally dies, gain 100% of their max mana. I mean, for a caster, okay, no. Every 60 mana sent, throw out a snowball. Arnamar. I have seen people talk about this one as like a solid, okay, nope. Ability cast chill enemies for 4 seconds. When chilled enemies die, they stun the nearest enemy. This is a fun one, but you really want some kind of like huge... Ooh, okay, he's going to throw it onto GP. And the idea is, yeah, this is... I was about to say, you want this on like a huge AoE type unit, and GP, he certainly fits in that that description, right? He uses his like barrels, they kind of like chain reaction onto other units, so he's actually hitting a lot. We have the Shojin that's going to make him cast a lot faster here. So boom, yeah, we just barreled like the entire front line here, and then boom, the barrels went to like the entire back line. Yeah, that actually looks great onto the GP here. Also, I mean, I think exactly what I was talking about earlier ends up occurring here. Once again, we'll see. This will probably change before live, but we are playing for GP2 as our main carry. We're not even looking for the GP3. We are just saying we need to play for Gangplank 2 because he is just that strong of a unit, which, I mean, yeah, surely he'll be nerfed before live, but the question, I guess, will then become, will the nerfs be enough? We'll see. But yeah, I mean, he's holding on to an extra. Doesn't seem that likely. All right, next item that we can kind of finish here. You do kind of want to leave these components all here. I imagine we just wanted to make something onto Echo. Do you ever like make BT Echo? Something like that, BT onto the Echo, and then continue to scrap this item. I guess we'll see what Mr. Soap wants to do here, but I don't know what else you would do. Bow? What is bow here? LW sword. Oh yeah, I guess he did never end up actually making that even shroud. He's gonna move the scrap emblem here so they can guarantee this. Oh, I love this actually. Yeah, so you guarantee the LW onto the Corki here. You make sure that you're scrapping an item onto the unit with the scrap emblem. Yeah, okay, this looks really nice. Okay, yeah, good job, Dishsoap, as usual. You're a beast. I mean, this itemization looks quite nice, and he's looking at just pushing levels at this point. Gonna remove her this thingy to put it onto the powder here with the idea that she's getting the shield from scrap, so she's gonna be a lot tankier than this Nami. Also cool that this Nami's just sat on our board the entire stage. He really just kind of built a very flex board around scrap, just around the units he hit. Flex TFT is back, baby. This is just good TFT. We found a Nami 2, threw it onto the board, used it to stabilize enough, found the GP2, which was honestly enough to stabilize. Yeah, I think if we ended up in a world where, you know, GP2 was, you know, stable enough. Also, I'm really interested, why the Alawi? I don't completely understand it, because is there even a scrap sentinel? I don't think there is. I'm not sure why he put it into planner. I mean, is he going to buy it now? I mean, maybe he has some idea. Jinx is not a scrap unit, right? It's kind of like you expect her to be because she was a scrap unit in the past. But he's actually just holding the Jinx onto the bench here. I mean, she fits with powder well, I guess you already kind of have 2 Ambusher in, but you could get 3 Ambusher in with the fact that you're already playing Echo. But I don't know. We'll see. I mean, maybe he just really wants. I don't know. Well, I'm curious. I'm curious to see what Mr. Soap is cooking this game, because he's always cooking something. We never built her. I mean, Deathcap for Echo looks really juicy. Crown Guard or Deathcap actually. Yeah, okay. He's gonna go for the Deathcap. I like Deathcap, I think, a lot. Yeah, I mean, just making Echo more that much more of the carry. It's actually an important distinction that he went for Deathcap over Crown Guard there, because basically he had the option to take Crown Guard if he wanted to, and I think a lot of people would think about Crown Guard out for a frontline unit like this. The thinking must be that with the scrap shield, look at that giant shield that we're getting. Why do we need a Crown Guard in the spot here? We have so much shielding at the start of combat. We might as well just use something that, like, we already have that. We don't need to build more of that, so just go for the Deathcap. I think it makes perfect sense here. And he did opt to go 9 here. We end up hitting the Corki 2, who is just going to supplement this damage, honestly, which is so funny. And yeah, it's interesting even that we fit Artillerist in here, but I mean, a Corki 2, I don't know, I'm down to look at the damage chart here. It's also kind of funny that we still have this this Draven in this long. I'm not actually sure why Draven is staying on our board so long, but maybe we just don't have something better to play. And I mean, Conqueror is solid for Swain. There's got to be a better Conqueror that we can play onto this board. We get the Ascension there. Damage charts, look at that, man. That is so gross. The Swain dealt like double the damage of the Corki, just to show you the difference in these 2 units. I mean, we'll see actually if there are any buffs occurring to Corki, or if it just ends up being like nerfs to Swain or something. But right now, Scrap is carried by GP, but did I say Swain? I think I did. Definitely said Swain, but by GP, you know what I mean. Also, but still, like, we're not looking for the GPs. This is kind of a relatively contested unit in general. Ooh, a decent amount of Corkis here. The roll down on level 9, just trying to pick up, you know, ideally our Rumble. Oh, the idea, of course, is that Rumble is a Sentinel. Duh. I mean, that makes sense, but I mean, I still don't. I mean, Alawi, she's good. She's solid. All right, Hachi onto Corki, with the idea being if we roll an IE, it's really, really good crit wise. And, you know, worst case, it's still just a Hodge. It's damage onto the Corki. Seems solid enough here. I like it. And ooh, we're going to kill somebody. Oh, dude, the cutscene on the Jinx is so weird because she's just like standing there like that. It's so weird. Like she feels a little out of place in TFT, but I mean, look, all I know is it's going to print money for Riot Games, and I am in favor of anything that prints money for Riot Games because it means that TFT gets to live longer. So, sounds good to me. He did finally pick up the Muerto Kaiser, who fits in really, really nicely as a Dominator on this board, as well as the Conqueror that we wanted. So, I think this makes perfect sense here. And yeah, look at those traits filled out. We need Stand United here. Like, we have so many traits activated. 46 HP, and the last two people are really, really low. The only scary thing is we did see that person with the really, really huge Chem Baron cash out. I think they had at least 3 items. I didn't see if they had a perfected item or not, but they had a lot of items from Chem Baron. Whoa, what is this positioning? I don't actually know what this is. He's making sure that he spreads out for stuff like the Mordekaiser Claw, I guess. It's just crazy that we have this front line. We're basically frontlining Armorello here. Yeah, I mean, this fight looks pretty tough regardless, actually. And yeah, then this guy's Chem Baron. He just has to make sure that one of them kill. I mean, it's not really make sure. He just has to hope that one of them kills the other. There is a Rumble on Carousel here. Could take Adaptive Helm Rumble just to guarantee it. You know, a solid unit onto our board can get this in over one of the crummier scrap units. Which I guess would be Ziggs. But yeah, I mean, wouldn't it? I guess it has to be. It's also crazy that we've played around this Swain the entire game as just solid frontline. Yeah. I mean, you don't 100% like need a Morello anymore. Like it's kind of funny to Morello Rumble, but I mean, hey, it's an AP item. It does its job. And hey, at least we get to the 3-item Rumble, so this looks good. Rumble does a lot of damage to frontline there, actually. This is the Chem Baron cash out. Can we beat this? The answer looks like no. Looks like this lobby is just disgustingly capped. But upside, this board is destroying the other board. But that was clone, man. Oh my god. I think every single fight we're fighting like real, and they're fighting clones, or I mean, or whichever person is fighting clone is beating the other clone, and then if they're fighting real, you know, the real that they're fighting is Dishsoap. This is so scary because it could actually be a third from the HP lead that we have this game. But this lobby, I mean, you'll see this sometimes. This I think set is going to be so much about just cooking really crazy combinations. And I think Dishsoap's board is very, very solid this game. But you know, his items are at the end of the day onto a GP. This is a good fight. Can GP clutch it out? No. But that player died. Surely they're dead more than -1 HP. If they're -0, it'd be so bad. All right, a top 2 for Dishsoap with a cool scrap board. I love how he flexed around scrap this game and just showed off the real carry of scrap, who's GP. But I can't put GP in the thumbnail, so I'll put like Echo in the thumbnail. He looks cool. All right, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. Check my Twitch. All my links down below. Thank you guys as always for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video live. Coming. Oh, I can't wait for the set to go live. All right, I'll see you guys later. Bye.